Hey girl, have you wanted to play piano for 5, 10, or 15 years? Now's your chance to go from not playing at all to jamming in church and everything in between. I know, I can hear you screaming. By the time you finish at your own pace lessons, you'll learn exactly what to do between chords on a chord chart. You'll be able to make songs like King of Glory flow beautifully, and you'll know how to jazz up songs like You're a Jehovah without beating chords to death. Do you know what that means? You may have taken lessons when you were a little girl and can't quite remember the basics, or maybe it's been a few years since you've played and you feel like you're starting over. Hey, we've all been there at some point. I created these lessons with the new piano players in my local church in mind. Some of them are just starting off, and others have been playing for a while but feel stuck in a rut. Do you know what that feels like? I know what it's like to take lessons that drown you in music theory when you just want to play. That's it, just play in church. I cannot wait for you to see real changes in your playing. You'll be so glad you invested in yourself. The At Your Own Pace lessons open on Monday, March the 21st. They're only open that week, and they only open twice a year, so they're not open again until the end of the year. This is for you if you want to play but don't know where to start, have struggled with making slow songs flow, or you struggle with making slow and fast songs sound good. So make sure you get on the wait list by going to pianoatyourownpace.com.
Hi guys! Okay, so tonight I'm going to do a quick live and show you guys how to use drum loops. If you don't use drum loops in your church, I highly recommend that you do. The reasons are endless. I'll give you a few. Number one, it instantly makes your entire band sound better without you having to do any extra practice. It gives that polished sound. If you are a drummer, it helps the bass players and singers and piano players not push you as a drummer. It really keeps a cohesive sound. It helps the singers to hear that syncopation. So playing with a drum loop is something that I highly recommend, and I'm going to show you guys how to use it really quick. Somebody had asked me a question about it. So what you'll do is you will go to loopsbycdubmobile.com. I'm just doing this on my iPad, and let's see, loopsbycdubmobile.com. I misspelled mobile, M-O-B-I-L-E. So here's what the website's going to look like. It's loading. Here's what it looks like. So when you go to the website, you're going to click where it says all loops. If you're on a desktop, it's going to give you a drop down. Don't pay attention to that. Just click the word that says all loops. And it's going to take you to a page that is a library of drum loops, okay? Now, this is organized, or it's supposed to be organized alphabetically. There's no search bar on here, so you kind of have to just scroll through. What you're going to want to find is the beats per minute of your song. The way that you can do that is to download a metronome app and say you're singing, "Here I am to worship, here I am to bow down." Then you're going to tap this tempo right here on your metronome, and it's going to give you a beat per minute of, let's just tap it really quick. That's Adventures in Odyssey Club. Hold on. So here I am to worship. My drum loop is telling me 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. It's about 65 beats a minute. Okay, so then what you would do is you would go into this website right here, and you're just going to scroll and you're going to search for loops that are 65 beats a minute. Now, you could look for the exact song if you wanted to, like I could keep scrolling and look for Here I Am to Worship. Sometimes I get a little impatient because you scroll, and I'm just barely to the C's, okay? So I might try to find something that's 65 beats a minute before I get to the H's, just because it takes a while. So here's something 65. Do it again is 65. Okay? Once again, we're not worried about the title of the song. We're looking at the beats per minute. So I'm going to click Do It Again, 65. Let's play a demo of it and see if this sounds about right. Oh, hold on. It's playing on my speaker in the Bluetooth. Okay. Here I am to worship. Here I am to bow down. Here I am to... And if you don't like that one, you can go in and choose a different one. So, what you would do is on a computer, you're going to download that drum loop. Now, these drum loops are 99 cents a piece. Think of the amount of songs you could use just one drum loop for. Just one. If I use that same 65 beats a minute for Here I Am to Worship, I could use it for Do It Again. I could use it for, somebody help me out. What's another song that comes to your mind that's about that tempo? It could be, of course I can't think of one. I'm on live. So what you would do on your computer, download that drum loop. It's going to download it to your downloads file. Then connect your iPad to the computer. Okay, and you can transfer that music over through iTunes, and it's going to show up in your music app. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so just for example, I'm going to show you a drum loop I downloaded, and this is one I downloaded from iTunes. Okay, but it's going to show up on your device. Then what you're going to do is you're going to plug in your iPad to your sound system through the headphone jack. So you just need a little, it's going to be an 1/8 inch jack to probably a 1/4 inch. That's going to go into a direct box into your sound system. If you tell your sound guy that, even if you don't know what you're talking about, they should know. Okay, so just write down what I just said and tell them that. Okay, so when you're playing these drum loops, what I like to do, or what we've done before, is if you go into your music app, you can create playlists. So you can create playlists for services and then put your drum loops in order of the songs that you're playing for that service. And then we would always add a shout beat drum loop to every service, just because you want to be ready to play a shout beat, right? You can't like go look for a drum loop. You need to be ready like that. So we would just add an extra one in there. Okay, so you could create a playlist of your loops for that service. And now this is going to be important. This is going to be key. When you are playing the songs, you want to make sure that your repeat little button is on to repeat one song. Okay, because what happens if your loop is 5 minutes and 42 seconds, but you sing the song for 13 minutes? Yeah, you're in trouble. Not really, okay? So what's good about the drum loops from Loops by C-Dub is they end and can be repeated perfectly, and I love that. So let's see if this one does it. I think it might. So we're at the end of the loop, and it's going to repeat. Okay, so I'm just going to keep talking and see if you guys can tell when this drum loop repeats. Okay, so we're saying, the presence of the Lord is here. The presence of the Lord is here. I feel it in the atmosphere. It just repeated. We're 4 seconds in. Lord is here. Okay, so that's a pro tip. So then when you're done, you just hit the pause button, and you want to practice with your band ending at the same time, okay? And then you could just go back into your playlist for the service and hit the next song. I'm doing this backwards. So this is a slow loop. It's 62 beats a minute, and we could sing, well, let's just do this. Let's just pretend like we're in service, and I'll show you how this works. Okay, so let's see. What key is that in? We're going to do E flat. The presence of the Lord is here. The presence of the website is, let me see if I can type it in with one hand. It's Loops, Loops by BYCWCDUB mobile. Let's see if I can spell it. MOBILE, yes, .com. loopsbycwmobile.com, and you'll find your drum loops there. I think somebody told me one time that they ask for a subscription. It's like $20 a month. I've never done that. Of course, I never bought the drum loops for our church either, so that's probably why I never saw it. Anyway, so that is, I highly recommend that you use drum loops. If you have any questions about using them, let me know. If you're going to start using drum loops, please take probably like, I would say 3 months to just use them in practice with your team before you ever introduce them into your church. I'm going to do another session on setting your team up for success. That's one of the ways that you do that as a leader. I feel like as a leader, it's your responsibility to make sure that your team doesn't fail. And one of the ways you do that is by making sure that they are prepared, like for sure. So practicing with your vocals and your band on rehearsal nights, and allowing them to really get comfortable with loops before you ever introduce them into church, okay? I hope you guys have a great evening. I will talk to you guys later. Bye, everybody.